4, 3, 2, 1. Duh. All right, you filthy degenerates, UFC 302 is upon us, and it is time to come together to rob the bookies blind. Let's take their money. We're going to make this one a fast one. So we're going to start at the top of the lineup. First fight, Andre Lima versus Mitch Paposo. Andre Lima missed weight by 4 pounds, but he didn't look like he struggled to miss weight by 4 pounds. So I got my money on Lima. 4 pounds in his weight division is a lot. Mitch came in right on weight at 125. He looked okay, kind of ready. Lima looked heavy, and he was. And I think in this instance, it's going to help him out. I don't think he did everything that he could to cut the weight and to make it. I think he saw he wasn't going to make it. Said, screw it. I'm going to pick up the win. I'm going to get my 20, 30%, whatever it is, draw, but I'm going to have a win on my record, and I'm going to move on. Next fight, Jocelyn Edwards versus Ali Perez. I like Perez. Jocelyn needed the box of shame to make weight, and she needed every bit of that. She struggled to make the weight. She did make the weight, and I think tomorrow she's probably going to pay for it. Mickey Gall versus Basil Hafez. I like Hafez. He's scary. He was intense. If you look at the weigh-in, he looked super ready, super intense. Mickey Gall did look good, though. He's filled out his frame pretty nicely over the past few years, and he's just not the caliber of fighter that Hafez is. I think Mickey's going to go this way. Hafez is going that way, so we go with the guy on the up. Next fight, Phil Rowe and Jake Matthews. I do like Phil Rowe for this fight. Jake Matthews shows signs of being better at times than others, but I don't think there's one of those times. I don't think I'm going to actually bet the fight. But with that being said, you guys want to pick? There's a pick. I'm not putting money on it. You decide what you're going to do with your money. Next fight, Grant Dawson versus Joe Solecki. Grant Dawson looked good. I'm concerned about Dawson because obviously when we saw him against Bobby Green, that did not go well. But I think he's just as alarmed by that as we were, and he's going to do everything he can do to fix it and get back to where he was at on that hype train before that train was derailed. So I like Dawson for that one. Both of them look good on the scales. Dawson looked a little bit bigger. I'm expecting him to be able to out-wrestle, out-power, out-fight Joe Solecki. Next fight, Jailton Almeida versus Alexander Romanov. Alexander Romanov has realized he's not going to get a championship belt. He's not going to be in the running, and he's just going to fight his fights, and he's going to be, his career is going to end when it ends, and that's going to be it. And it shows in the weigh-in. He's never been like super swole, super buff, totally ripped guy. He doesn't need Band-Aids because he's so ripped. But what he needs is a dietitian because he's like, screw it, I'm just coming in. 265 on the dot, looking every bit of 265, and a very soft 265 at that. With that being said, Almeida didn't look his normal super ripped self. He looked a little bit bloated, but I'm not going to read too far into it. He has the skills and the ability to do what he needs to do with Romanov. So I got him winning that one. I'm not sure what the lines are, though. The juice might not be worth the squeeze. So we'll have to take a look. I'll do a follow-up, even shorter video later today or maybe tomorrow with just a couple of quick parlays that I'll be slamming on. Next fight is can't read my paper. Oh yeah, Roman Kopylov against Cesar Almeida. I like Kopylov. I think he can be a real force in his division. But I have noticed that he doesn't like pressure. He's a very outside, good kicking striker. He doesn't like to be crammed. He doesn't like to be pressured. He doesn't like to be pushed. And he doesn't like wild strikers. He does better against more technical strikers, more measured strikers. And Cesar Almeida is none of those things. He's in your face. He's throwing wild looping punches, sometimes wild or really hard straight punches. In either case, the dude has power. He's beaten some high-level kickboxers before, like the one and only Poatan. And so with that fight, I have some pause. He only has, Caesar only has 5 fights, MMA fights, so it's not a lot. And he's a little bit older. At the same time, he showed improved ground game a lot from fight 1 to fight 5. So being that he's so new in the game, it's hard to gauge how much better he'll get. And with that fight, I think I'm just going to leave it alone, enjoy the show. Hope Kovalev does his thing because I like him, and I hope he moves up the division so he can be a real contender. But I think I'm going to leave that one alone. I don't have enough confidence in Almeida to make a dog bet on. But at the same time, I really don't like the way Kovalev responds to the pressure when he's backed up, when he's against the cage. He loses a little bit of composure. He does a little bit of this. And those end up looking like this after a couple of swings. And so I'm just not good with it. Boom. Next fight, Nico Price, Alex Morono. 2 of the least consistent fighters, know exactly what you're going to get out of them type fighters. Nico Price, wild card. You don't know what that fool's going to do. Alex Morono, not as wild card, but super not technical. That's the term. And he never looks good on the scales. I'm used to that. I'm used to seeing him not look good. But even this time, he looked even not gooder. Not or good. He looked worse this time. And so that gave me a little bit of pause. On a longer parlay, I probably will pick Morono, but I'm not going to make him a key part of my grouping. Okay? So I will call Morono, but I'm probably not going to bet him. Maybe just on one, like Hail Mary, everybody that I think should win type of parlay that'll pay me plus 8 million and not hit because one asshole will fuck up the whole thing for everybody. Anyways, moving on. Holland versus Oleg. You say it. Only because you heard somebody else say it means that you can pronounce it. But you don't know how to say that dude's name just by reading it. So don't judge me. None of it matters at the end of the day because Kevin Holland, I'm hoping that we get the good Holland. And I was a little bit concerned, like, oh, how's he going to handle 185? And then I went back and looked at the record and realized he does. Historically, he's done better at 185 than he has at 170. Granted, the people that he fought at 170, most of them were higher level than a lot of his 185, but it is what it is. He uses his reach well. Oleg only has that one really looping overhand left that he loves to throw a lot, and it's dangerous if he can catch you with it, but Holland's been around enough, he's smart enough to see it coming, move back, uses reach, uses height, uses length to stay safe from that, and I like Holland for the win. Boom. Co-main event of the evening. We're moving, baby. We're moving. Co-main event of the evening. Strickland versus Costa. I actually like Costa for this fight. I think he's the most probable dog in on the card. Maybe Dustin Poirier, only because of how the lines are spread. But I really like Costa in this fight. Style makes matchups. We all know that. If you look at Dricus du Plessis and Strickland, a lot of the basic styles of striking are similar. Very forward-moving pace, hard puncher, and minus the takedowns. The takedowns is one thing that DDP can do that Costa isn't known for doing as well, but he's very much a pressure fighter. He throws sometimes wild looping punches, but every once in a while he lets that right cross go straight down the line, and I don't know how Strickland's going to react to it. He doesn't like being pressured. We learned that against DDP, and it didn't work out well for him. I like both of these guys. I mean, who doesn't like Costa? Let's just be honest, okay? He's gorgeous. And, you know, I cover my wife's eyes, but I look at him because... And I had him at number 2 behind Conor McGregor. I digress. That's not the point of this. We're keeping this fast. I like Costa as a dog. I also like over 2.5, over 3. Take the spreads. Look at an over that makes you feel like it's worth the money. The return on investment is good, and then go with that one because I like the over. At least the halfway mark of the fight. I also have a sneaky little draw play on that one because in my mind, if Costa really wrecks in the first 2 rounds, maybe gets a 10-8 in one of those, and then Strickland is able to pace, use his jab, stick and move, 10-9, round 3, 4, and 5, that's a draw. And so I always like to find one fight that I can put like a $5, $10 bet on a draw and get a stupid return just in case it happens. And for this one, that's the one for me. Okay. And then the main event of the evening, Islam Makhachev against Dustin Poirier. Love both of these guys. I love Dustin Poirier. He's one of my all-time favorite fighters. And as much as I'd love to say he's the livest dog of them all, he's not. He gets rear naked choked. Islam Makhachev rear naked chokes people. As soon as the first time Dustin gives up his back, he's going to get choked out. But wait, there's more. Just know that MMA is full of irony and crazy upsets and all of those things, which is why we watch it, why we love it, which is why Angela Hill gets her first submission from top mount position, guillotine, yada, yada, yada. What I'm getting at is that wouldn't it be the ultimate irony if Dustin Poirier finally pulled off his stupid ass guillotine that he can't stop trying to pull on people against Islam Makhachev, the pound for pound best fighter in the world besides John Jones, who's John Jones. Anyways, it's just irony. Regardless of all of that, I might sprinkle a little fun little upset prop bet on Dustin Poirier. Otherwise, I'm not touching that fight. Islam's probably going to win, but he's minus 550 to minus 600 on the vast majority of the sites, and the juice just ain't worth the squeeze. What's he going to give you on a 4-leg parlay? He's going to get you 10 more bucks. What's the point of it? Don't even bother. Just sit back and enjoy the show. If you want to prop bet, Islam by sub, rounds 1, 2, and 3. Stack them. A little bit here, quarter unit, half a unit, full unit on the next. However you want to do it. If you really need to bet that fight, then that's what I would do. If you really need to add them to one long parlay of people that are likely to win, all right, cool. But he can't be a key piece. That's not a value bet. He's probably going to win, but it's not a value bet because the spread is so wide, it just doesn't make sense. We're going to make bets that make sense. We're going to make bets that give us a good return on investment. We're not going to make bets that make us pull out our hair or make our hair go gray if we don't have anything to pull out just because we decided, oh, let that one ride because that's a sure shot, right? Izzy versus Strickland. 6-leg parlay. Have I told you guys my first 6-leg parlay I was ever going to hit got shut down because Izzy couldn't beat freaking Strickland? Israel Adesanya could not beat Sean Strickland. He got outstruck the whole time by Sean Strickland. That happened, and I lost my best parlay of all time because of it. So yes, maybe I'm a little bit overly cautious, but I don't care. I'm here to make money. I'm here to make you money. I'm here to get the money. So go check it out. I'll give you guys some specific parlays that I'm going to play later. I'll put it in a short. So like, subscribe, notifications, yada, yada, yada. Under 15 minutes. First time in your face. Let's go.